My name is John Vasquez. I'm here with the creator of the BAT1, Robert Weber, and we're doing a unboxing video today for you. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. Open that up there. And what we have in here are the directions, the sail, the wheels, the rear wheels, a bag of miscellaneous parts including the screwdriver to help you put it together. And we have the two mast sections here, top and bottom, and we have the boom, and we also have the rear axle. And the last piece is this box here. This is the hull. Take that out of there. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to open up the instructions and they're going to show me. First thing to do is open up the BAT1 and we're going to install the electronics into the hull. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. One thing to note is the stickers need to be cut along the body here to release the seam before we can open up the BAT1 itself on both sides here. So we have 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've taken the liberty to remove 4 of them, but I'm going to go ahead and take this one out here so we could open the body of the bat up here. BAT1. Go. I'm using the included screwdriver. So we'll go ahead and open this up here. And you can see here. And we have the battery box here and the area where we're going to be installing the electronics. Since I have the plug-in sail model of the BAT1, on the lower half you see that there's 2 servos installed already for our use, and also the steering rod is installed, and the receiver antenna sleeve is also installed for us. And in the upper half we have the battery holder and switch installed up here, and the mast step is installed here. Okay, so since I have my the plug-in sail version of the BAT1, I'm going to be using my own receiver and my radio system. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you the orientation, the proper orientation to install the receiver here. So we're going to go ahead and feed this through the antenna sleeve, and the receiver should sit in this position here, just like that. And you secure that with the included Velcro that comes with the BAT1 itself. Okay, so since we've got the plug-in sail kit, I've installed my receiver here, and my battery pack wires into the switch, keeping in mind the polarities correct, and then from the switch into my receiver to power it correctly. And we also want to keep in mind that the main sheet is out through the hole here on the top of the hull, and also the mast step. You see this here, this is loose. We want to make sure this is in place, and we put that together carefully to fit into these 2 pins here. There you go, just like so. So we'll come back when we put this all together. Okay, I just wanted to note a couple things here. We secured these wires here so they don't get in the way of the steering rod, and also the mast step. When I tried to put it together, that mast step fell off, so I put a little bit of CA glue below it to adhere it to the bottom section of the hull. Okay, so we've got the hull pieces together. The upper and lower pieces are screwed together with the 5 screws that I showed you before. And we just want to make sure that the mast step, you can see it through the opening here, and also the main sheet is out and available for us to use. And we also have the hatch cover. One note about the hatch cover is the magnet. You might find that the magnet is not on the hatch cover where it should be. It will be on the hull itself. So you want to remove this magnet here and just add a couple drops of CA glue and adhere it to the hatch itself. Okay, got the BAT1 all together, so we move on as the directions show to the front fork. We connect the control rod to the front fork here. You may need to use a little screwdriver to separate the connector here and get it connected into the fork itself. And then we move on to the back axle. So as you'll see in the back axle, there's a small hole here. That's the center of the axle. And we just want to use our eyeball to line that up with the center of the screw. Kind of gives us the center of the fuselage. So by eye, I can line that up and give it a little tiny push in, and the rear axle locks in. And then you take the tabs, those go right in these openings here, and they push right in. And then you add the 4 screws to hold those in place. So the next step in the directions is assembling the mast. So we took 2 sections, and I've already put a dab of CA glue and joined the 2 sections of the mast, as you can see here. And I also joined the skid plate to the top of the mast with a couple of drops of CA glue also. So it doesn't fall off if the boat were to tip over. This won't go popping off and losing it. And we also have the sail here. We took it out of the tube. And next thing we're going to do is go ahead and thread the mast through the sail, starting at the top loop, and proceed through all the... So we're attaching the top of the sail to the mast skid plate with a cable tie here, and we just want to make sure the spacing is just below the skid plate as it attaches to the mast. So here I have the mast assembly, and I've inserted it through the sail, and I've started at the top loop with the bottom of the mast, and I've fed it through, coming down through the sail itself here. And as we get to the bottom here, I just want to point out that these 2 loops actually might be together, and it looks like 1 loop, but they do need to be separated, keeping the loop with the hole towards the bottom that's going to accept the boom that comes through. Also note that the rubber band that was included in the kit itself is a little bit too tight, so what we've done is we've actually used 2 rubber bands, or we can use a longer rubber band in order to keep the tension correct, as you can see here, which gives you the action that we require, so it's not as tight. And you won't see a puckering of this this loop up here, actually. Okay, next in the directions is installing the rear wheels. In the bag of parts, we have 2 nylock nuts and the wheels themselves that already have the bearings pushed into them here. So what we do is we just push the wheel on here and put the nylock nut on. And then, as you see, I've installed one here, so I've just taken a wrench, tightened this down to where it's snug, and then backed it off about a 1/4 turn until the wheel spins. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and install the mast at a slight angle into the mast step that's inside the fuselage here. Oops. This here. There we go. And we take the mast sheet, main sheet, and we thread it through the provided hole here, as you can see here, and we pull that through. We're going to adjust the main sheet now. So what we do is we turn on the transmitter and then the receiver here, and we suck this in here, get it up to the boom, and then I squeeze the trigger to bring that tight, and then I take this snug to the bottom of the mast, the boom. Then I can let go at that point. I'll shut off my transmitter and my receiver, and then this is where we're going to go ahead and mark it and tie our knot. Okay, we're adjusting the main sheet here. I just want to show you, I'm going to turn on my receiver, and my transmitter, of course. And I just want to show you how much play we should have when it's adjusted correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on my transmitter, and we should see this move slightly here. So that's what you want to see when you get it finally adjusted. Also, when you set your main sheet, I just want to show this here, that the plate is facing backwards, so it's straight, gives your sheet the correct angle.